Good morning, namaste. First, let me congratulate the organizers of the Himalayan Future Forum. This is an important arena for knowledge sharing and discussion, and hopefully also for creating partnerships. As a Norwegian, I bring with me a perspective from a nation that deeply values international cooperation. We recognize the vital role of regional cooperation in fostering prosperity and stability. And of course, regional cooperation is equally important in the Himalayas. The potential is huge, and it pains me to say the threats posed by shared challenges are also huge. To reap the rewards and overcome the threats, cooperation truly is the way forward. Economic prosperity is at the forefront of the benefits. By facilitating trade, investment, and technological exchange, a more robust economic ecosystem can be created. Climate change is probably the greatest challenge the world has ever faced. Although the challenge is global, the immediate consequences of climate change are particularly acute in the Himalayan region. Tackling climate change and enhancing sustainable resource management are issues that demand collective action. By pooling resources, expertise, and implementing sustainable practices, we can address environmental concerns more effectively. To facilitate the green transition, we must shift to renewable energy sources. And in the matter of renewables, Norway and Nepal share a long history. For more than 60 years, Norway has supported hydropower and the distribution of clean energy. Renewable energy continues to be a cornerstone in our development assistance to Nepal. And before I continue to focus on the situation in the Himalayas, let me give you a brief background on how Norway developed hydropower and how we became a major energy powerhouse in Europe. Norway went through 3 phases: the startup phase, that was before 1945, the expansion phase until 1990, and the market phase from 1990 until today. In the startup phase, the basic legal framework was put in place, and there were multiple foreign investments. In the expansion phase, there were significant investments in capacity addition programs, mostly in storage-type projects. And from 1990, the focus has been on a market approach to achieve efficient use of available resources. Norway is interlinked with several other neighboring countries to utilize energy resources more effectively. Nord Pool is one of the most advanced electricity market mechanisms in the world. And I say Nord Pool, it's not the North Pole. If we look at the South Asian electricity sector, it is also going through similar phases. Many countries in the region are now in the expansion phase. India is going through the expansion phase and is also beginning to implement the market approach for more efficient use of resources. Bangladesh has a growing economy and significant demand for electricity. Bangladesh is also looking to include more renewable energy in the supply portfolio. Nepal, a hydro-rich country, can have an advantage in the regional market if Nepal can make its energy competitive. Nepal still has a long way to go, but it is on the right track. There is some progress in potential power trade with India and Bangladesh. Nepal is already exporting and importing electricity from India. These are initial and necessary steps to develop into a more mature regional electricity market. There is also significant scope for Nepal to use more renewable energy domestically and to supply excess energy to the region. However, there are still multiple challenges to overcome. Currently, Norway is supporting transmission and distribution networks in Nepal, as this is a major bottleneck to transport power to the consumers and for export to neighboring countries. Electricity trade and access to market are important for a win-win scenario in the region. Effective trade requires investments in infrastructure and competence, and institutional capacity to operate and manage such trade. To address investment gaps, there must be a significant role for the private sector. Now I would like to turn to one institution that successfully works throughout the region, the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, ICIMOD. ICIMOD was established 40 years ago to provide a platform where experts, policymakers, and practitioners can exchange ideas and perspectives for sustainable development in the Hindu Kush Himalaya. In 2019, ICIMOD published a report on mountains, climate change, sustainability, and people. And this was the first assessment that underscored the regional interdependency as regards livelihoods, biodiversity, and ultimately sustainability. This assessment led to the Hindu Kush Call for Action, which in October 2020 was signed by representatives from the 8 regional member governments. The focus is very much the need to foster regional cooperation to counteract the impacts of climate change, halt biodiversity loss, and support ecosystems' resilience. Norway has been a supporter of ICIMOD for many years, and I currently have the privilege of serving as chair of the ICIMOD support group, and this is a group which consists of the international donors to ICIMOD. In conclusion, the importance of regional cooperation in the Himalayan region cannot be overstated. The potential gains are large, as are the consequences of failing to act collectively. The vision is to build a region that is resilient and prosperous. And I sincerely hope that the Himalayan Future Forum is one of the arenas that lead us in this direction. Thank you very much.